Hello from Sao Paulo, where fashion is more than style. It's a movement for sustainability, identity, and a celebration of Brazil's diversity.
From the dazzling costumes of Carnival to the effortless elegance of everyday wear, Brazilian fashion is evolving, blending cultural heritage with eco-conscious design. In the final part of our three-part series, we explore fashion as a force for change. Using her platform to champion the Amazon rainforest and its people, we follow indigenous model Zaya Guarani. And we meet designer Airon Martin, whose brand, Misci, fuses sustainability with Brazilian heritage.
Here in Brazil, people are only too aware that the fashion industry is one of the world's biggest polluters. With the country's Amazon rainforest under threat, there's an urgent need for sustainable clothing.
One of the loudest voices leading the charge from the world's fashion capital, Paris, is Zaya Guarani, an indigenous model breaking into the high fashion industry. Born and raised in the Amazon rainforest and now based in Paris, she's become an activist using her platform to challenge stereotypes, amplify indigenous voices, and protest against deforestation of her homeland.
My name is Zaya Guarani, and I'm a model, actress, activist. I advocate my voice for the rights of indigenous people in the world. My reality was not very pretty because I had to constantly be in a survival mode with my family. And as we are a minority, we didn't have protection in our own rights. I was displaced and living in this displaced community. But it's still there, the knowledge was alive. The forest teaches us. It teaches us to have patience. It teaches us to love your own being. I decided to move to Rio de Janeiro because I didn't have choice. Not just fight for my future, but give back to the community and building a mission where the northern teenagers can have the possibility and the choice to be driven by their own dreams. Parque Lage is a special place because in that land, it was indigenous ethnicities before. This place holds a strong, energetical portal, you know, and when I went there, I felt that energy. Becoming a model, it was a strong journey because still in those days, I'm not that too accepted in the industry. Stella McCartney. She's one of my favorite designers. She's a pioneer in fashion sustainability, using the right materials and recycling, upcycling, and less wasting. Like this beautiful piece that I'm wearing that is recycling gold. I really think that Brazil now is being also a very strong front leader in the ecological knowledge. And I think this match really well with France. How are you?
Return to the garden she once had been.
It was my first movie. Darren is an extraordinary person. He's a visionary.
I met Zaya, I thought she was amazing. and I just was excited to work with her. I made a documentary called The Territory, which was about a tribe in the Amazon, and she's actually related. I just really wanted to collaborate with her, and that's why I put her in the movie.
Fashion is a global language, and when it's used with intention to raise awareness, it can be powerful.
Here in São Paulo, the designer Airon Martin celebrates Brazil's rich cultural diversity in his eco-conscious designs. With his brand Misci, he's dressed the First Lady, Janja Lula da Silva, and he even hosted Oprah Winfrey in his store, showing that the world is paying attention to Brazil's fashion scene.
The name Misci comes from my reflections about Brazilian identity, from the word miscegenation, which means a mixture of races. It's what emerges when we research what Brazil's identity is. We're talking about the most mixed country in the world.
Raised in Sinop, a small city in the Amazon region, Airon Martin's path to becoming one of Brazil's most talked about designers was anything but conventional.
It's a city that today is very well known for Brazilian agribusiness, but it was also the first part of the Amazon to be deforested. As a designer who's trying to be as conscious as possible in what I do, I create based on my lived experience.
Airon's focus lies in celebrating Brazil's identity through fashion, while promoting sustainable practices in his creative process.
This is my workshop, which is where we develop our designs, and then they go on to our factories.
Are these your workers?
Yes, they're my children, really, Caju and Forró. They're always here with me. I'm their dad. This here is a tropical plant called the elephant ear. And this is a shirt that we sell for men and women. It's made with Brazilian silk. What's interesting is not even Brazilians know that Brazil exports its silk. We export silk that the brand Hermès uses.
Maria, só a gente mostra aqui, essas camadas aqui.
Quando saio de casa, vejo as garotas.
And are all the materials you use eco-conscious?
Mostly it really is a priority in my creative process. We focus on the raw material, the origins of the materials we're working with, and how sustainable it is. Sustainability for us is the starting point for everything. Brazil is very self-sufficient in creating high-quality global fashion, not only because of the raw materials, but also the savoir-faire of the seamstresses and the labor force that Brazil needs to re-industrialize, and also because of the models.
Is it important for you to have indigenous models as well?
It's very important. Today, more than 50% of the models I use are indigenous and Afro-indigenous. I don't think you can talk about Brazil without talking about diversity, the miscegenation that is inherent, even in the name of our brand. So it's very important. It's what makes our fashion, our country, even more beautiful. Without a doubt, it's our diversity.
I come from Acre, which is Amazonian territory. Both of my families on my mother's side and my father's side are indigenous. My family has suffered so much prejudice for being indigenous. So I think it's really important to bring this into the fashion world, you know, to recognize these cultures.
With 3 stores in São Paulo, Airon Martin's avant-garde and sustainable creations are drawing attention beyond Brazil's borders.
When Oprah Winfrey came to Brazil, our shop was the only place she went to. She bought 3 bags. The impact was immense. It was on the front page of several Brazilian newspapers. For my brand, there was definitely the period before Oprah, and then what happened afterwards.
Capoeira, caipirinha, mais dia de alegria. Capoeira, caipirinha.
Belo meu país, Brasil.
Tell me a bit about these bags, because they've got a good story, haven't they?
This is made from pirarucu. It's a Brazilian fish, a big fish from the Amazon region. I grew up eating it. 40% of the fish produced in Brazil is exported to the United States, mainly to the Texas market, to make cowboy boots. This part, the floater, is made from leather that we take from the legs and head of the ox. It's fully traceable, as we know exactly where the ox was raised, so we know whether or not it was raised in a deforestation zone. Through these creations, we're showing a new Brazil. They represent a technological Brazil, a sustainable Brazil.
I'd heard of ox leather, but fish leather? No, so it was surprising to see that. The leather is a bit woven, thicker. It's heavier to work with.
A poesia. Brasil.
O futuro da moda brasileira é complexo.
The future of Brazilian fashion is complex. I think we are the future. I think the future is Miscigenation and Misci as a brand that comes from diversity.
Com todos os miscigenados globais.
I think Brazil, as the most mixed-race country in the world, is the gateway to a new vision of global multiculturalism.
Essa multicultura global.
Airon Martin isn't just designing clothes, he's creating a movement that fuses sustainability, culture and innovation. From São Paulo to fashion capitals like Paris, Misci and Zaya Guarani are proving that fashion can be a powerful tool for change.
That brings us to the end of our three-part series from Brazil. We've explored the power of the country's creative industries, from fashion to film to music. Thanks very much for joining us. See you back in Paris very soon.